Alrighty, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat again. Today, our Yoga for Beginners, class number 1. We will get started by sitting cross-legged at the center of our mat. Thank you so much for joining me, and if this is your first foray into yoga, I am so glad for you to join, and hopefully you enjoy your practice today. An important note is we do flow with our breath, trying to sync up breath with movement. It will not line up exactly as I say it, but if, for example, I cue you to inhale and raise your arms up, that doesn't mean that you need to raise your arms up and breathe in at the exact same time that I say it. That just means whenever you get to that portion of the movement, that is the proper breathing cue at that point in time. So making the practice your own is what this is all about. If you find something doesn't feel good or you want to experiment and try something else, absolutely feel free to do that as well. Again, making this your own practice as we sink in and get ready today. Sitting in our easy pose Sukhasana, you can have your hands at prayer, hands over knees. If you want to have a block underneath your bottom, that is okay as well. No props will be required for this class. However, if you have a block, blanket, bolster, or a book that you would like to incorporate, feel free as well, but none of those are required. With that being said, we'll take just another round of breath here before getting started with our easy pose neck side stretch. So sinking in, getting ready. And we'll go ahead and crawl those left fingers out away from you, keeping all 5 fingers on the mat, energetic through those fingers. Lifting that right arm up and over to grab the top of your head as you bring right ear in the direction of right shoulder. Be stretching the left side of your neck. This can be a very intense stretch, so not much movement will be needed for most people. And if you want a little more intensity, feel free to nod the head forward and back. Really feel out through that side of the neck. And if you want a little bit more as well, making the palm of your hand touch the ground, the entire palm and fingers makes it a little more intense. Otherwise, breathing out, switching sides, crawling right fingers away from you, all 5 fingers on the mat. You'll have your left hand coming up and over to the top of your head, bringing left ear in the direction of left shoulder. Nice deep stretch on that right side of the neck. Again, for easy pose, neck side stretch, Sukhasana, neck side stretch. Staying here for just another round of breath. And next, we will get started with our wrist joint rotation, Manibandha Chakra. And bringing both arms straight out in front of you, parallel to the ground, palms facing up. You will open your palms, bring your thumb to the center of your palms, and then close your other 4 fingers over your thumbs. You will start rotating your hands in a clockwise direction. Really feeling the stretch through the wrists and forearms, finding your edge and riding that. And switching sides, continuing to rotate counterclockwise. As long as you feel a stretch, it is perfect. It shouldn't be painful. There should be no sensations, no sharp sensations of pain in the wrists. Just finding what movements feel good for you. Arms coming up on your breath in, breathing out, folding forward over your legs. In our easy posed forward bend, Adho Mukha Sukhasana. Staying here, sits bones on the ground, maybe still on the block or bolster or blanket. No pain in the knees. sitting with whichever leg is comfortable forward, folding and melting into the mat. Before coming up on your inhale, exhaling soles of the feet together for our bound angle pose, Baddha Konasana. Go ahead and bounce those knees, get some movement into the hip sockets. The fascia, tendons, and ligaments love this. Get a little movement in there. And breathing in, arms coming up, exhaling, twisting to your left arm behind you, right hand to left knee. Breathing in, extending up through the crown of your head, exhaling, twisting just a little bit deeper. And staying here for just another breath before breathing in, arms coming up, breathing out to switch, right hand behind you, left hand to right knee. Revolved bound angle pose, Parivrita Baddha Konasana. Staying here, staying present on the mat. Any responsibilities waiting for you will be there after your practice. Enjoying the eternal here and now. And one more round of breath. Before breathing in, arms coming up. Breathing out, arms folding forward and down. Palms up or palms down, whatever is most comfortable. And if you want to take this stretch a little bit further, you can go ahead and bring your forearms underneath your shins and grabbing the outsides of your foot. A little bit deeper for you, but no need. If you just even have the palms on the ground, if you still are upright, that is absolutely okay as well. It's about finding your practice. And coming into our tabletop pose on hands and knees, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Be moving through just a few cat and cows, breathing in, dropping your belly, opening through the heart, gaze lifting up, exhaling, pushing through the palms, hollowing out the belly, arching through the back, shoulder blades away from each other. 1 or 2 more rounds of that before bringing your right foot in between your hands for our low lunge pose, Anjaneyasana. And if you want to incorporate the block, maybe have your right elbow on your knee. What's important is to keep right knee over right ankle, right knee tracking over toes, left leg behind you, looking forward, sinking into those hips, making any movements. If you want to do a little bouncing, circle the hips a little bit. As you exhale, extending that right leg, folding over. You can have your left hip over left knee. Inhaling, coming up, looking up, broadening forward as you exhale, folding forward and down. Be our half splits pose, Ardha Hanumanasana. Staying here for just another 2 rounds of breath before coming forward to switch sides for our left leg forward in low lunge pose, Anjaneyasana. Left knee over left ankle, any movements that feel good. If you feel any pain or discomfort, you might be going a little bit too far. Less is absolutely more in the practice of yoga. You can always get into the more intense practices for sure, but this is not that. And exhale, straightening that left leg. Bowing forward as you inhale, lifting up, looking up, exhaling, folding forward and down. Bringing your forehead in the direction of your foot, the crown of your head in the direction of your foot. Right hip over right knee. And breathing out, coming into our staff pose, sitting on our bottom with our legs straight out in front of us. You can lift up Dandasana staff pose, hands behind you, fingers pointing towards toes. Legs can be straight, you can have a micro bend or even a large bend in your knees if you have tight hamstrings. That is absolutely okay as well. Otherwise, coming into our half Lord of the Fishes pose, you're going to take that right foot, bring it outside your left knee. Go ahead and bring your right hand behind you. Inhale, left arm comes up parallel to the ground. As you exhale, hugging that right knee and twisting to your right. If you want to take this a little bit further, take that left arm, bring it up on the inhale, and as you exhale, hook the left elbow outside the right knee. Your hand can either rest on your bottom or, for the full expression, bringing it to your foot. But if you're just hugging your right knee, that is perfect as well. Ardha Matsyendrasana, variation, hand up leg. And switching sides, left sole of the foot outside the right knee, left hand behind you, breathing in, right arm parallel to the ground. As you exhale, hug that left knee. Feeling free to take the further variations as well. Keeping both sits bones on the ground, energetic through the right foot. And one more round of breath here. Before coming back through our staff pose into our seated forward bend pose, Paschimottanasana. Inhaling, arms up, exhaling, bowing forward, back straight. Again, healthy bend in the knees if that is more accessible for you. Feeling free to straighten on the exhale. And again, lifting up, looking up on the inhale, straightening and straight through the back. Exhaling, bowing forward, allowing your spine to round just a bit. And on your next exhale, coming to lay down on your back, right leg will be straight out in front of you. You'll bring your left knee in towards your chest, rocking back and forth, making any movements that feel good, flexing through the feet, getting some movement through the ankles, rocking side to side, forward and backwards. Whatever is most comfortable for you at this point in time. For our half-wind release pose, Ardha Pavan Muktasana. And on your exhale, dropping that left leg, inhaling, bringing your right knee up to your chest, clasping around the outside of the shin, around the knee, making any of those movements that feel good for you. Again, the most important part, making this practice your own. And just 2 or 3 more rounds of breath here. Go ahead and bring both knees up, crossing right ankle over left, reaching down with your hands to grab opposite feet, right hand grabbing the outside of left foot, left hand grabbing outside of right. Maybe bringing the knees down, maybe bringing them up, but having knees pointed up as the neutral position for the stretch. Making any of those movements that feel good for you. And switching feet, so left ankle over right, right hand again grabbing outside of left foot, left hand grabbing outside of right, just switching the ankles, making any of those movements that feel good for you. So bound, reclined, easy pose, Baddha Supta Sukhasana, be our last pose before a short Shavasana. You've done so well, especially for your beginners class, taking the time out for yourself. You've earned this corpse pose, exhaling, bringing your legs down, letting the feet fall out, relaxing the arms, relaxing the body. No tension in the head, neck, or jaw, feeling all of that drain into the ground. No tension in the hips and all of the space in between, letting any tension melt and drain into the ground. Staying here in our corpse pose, the most important pose of our yoga practice, letting the body acclimate to the practice that we've given it, soaking up the love that you've shown yourself. It won't be a long one today. You've done so well to make this time for yourself. Hopefully you'll be joining us for the rest of our beginner series, building a strong foundation so you can branch your practice out. I know it can be so hard to get started, but that's the hardest part, and you're already here. You made it this far. Give yourself some credit as you slowly start to wake up, wiggling fingers and toes, stretching arms up above your head, before rolling onto one side and coming up, lifting up, and finishing your practice, and taking this practice with you as you go to continue your day. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I will hope to see you on the mat for the next one. Otherwise, have an amazing and blessed rest of your day, and namaste.